in 2016. Sixers rally from down 17 in the fourth quarter and beat the Wizards in overtime. Philly is 4-0. 37 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bucks 121-111 winners over the Knicks. Heat by 27 over the Hornets. Golden State beating the Clippers 98-79. The 79 points, fewest the Warriors have allowed in a game since 2016. Hockey, the Avs double up the Devils 8-4. Blackhawks scores 7, including a hat trick from Connor Bedard. Chicago a 7-3 win over the Senators. Oilers take down the Mammoth 6-3. Utah has a 7-game win streak snapped. Stars shut out the Capitals 1-0. Rangers shut out the Canucks 2-0. Bruins score 5 unanswered after falling behind. They beat the Islanders 5-2. Flyers beat the Penguins in a shootout. Montreal a 4-3 win over the Kraken. Kings edge the Sharks 4-3. Third consecutive season, the Sharks have 0 wins in regulation through their first 10 games. No other team has done that in back-to-back seasons. Patriots trade away 2 former defensive starters. Defensive end Keon White to the Niners. Safety Kyle Duggar goes to the Steelers.
In local sports, the Port Angeles Rough Riders soccer team actually won 2 games last night. One on the field, one on the scoreboard. The Rough Riders needed a win over Kingston to force a second-place tie with North Kitsap in the Olympic League standings, and they got that done. After a 1-1 halftime tie, Port Angeles pulled away in the second half for a 4-2 victory. Now, the Rough Riders might want to send flowers to Bainbridge, which beat North Kitsap 2-0, leaving the Vikings tied with Port Angeles now for second place. As of press time, the Rough Riders had also moved ahead of the Vikings in the RPI rankings, with Port Angeles now at number 12, North K at number 13. If those standings hold, the Rough Riders would earn the number 4 district playoff seed, giving them a first-round bye Saturday and a home playoff game Tuesday. The district draw will be announced Thursday night. Kingston struck early, scoring in the 3rd minute for a 1-0 lead, but in the 28th minute, Mariah Treband evened it up on a cross from Morgan Politica, Treband's 8th goal and Politica's 3rd assist of the season. In the second half, Lillian Lancaster took over, scoring in the 54th and 69th minutes for her 5th and 6th goals of the year. Lancaster has now scored 4 times in her last 3 games, drawing extra defensive attention and freeing up the M&M combo of Emma Desjardins and Treband. Treband added her 2nd goal of the night, again assisted by Desjardins, who now has 7 assists this season. Port Angeles outshot Kingston 24-4. Meanwhile, Squim topped Bremerton in girls soccer 3-1. Ruby Moxley Horgan scored twice, giving her 9 goals on the year, and Harper Moore added a 3rd. Assists came from Kaya Robinson, Olive Bridge, her 7th, and Ramey Brewer, who leads the team with 9 assists. The Wolves finished the regular season at 6-8 in league, good for 5th place. They're expected to earn the number 8 seed and host a playoff game Saturday at Peninsula College, possibly against Franklin Pierce. In NWAC soccer today, Peninsula College hosts Bellevue. The men will kick it off at 2, the women at 4:15 this afternoon.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
This is Lori Force, running for Hospital Commissioner Position 7. I'm a nurse practitioner with years of hospital experience. Now I volunteer at our local free clinic. I moved here knowing we had a vibrant community hospital. Like many of you, I would have hesitated to move here without it. Now our hospital's in financial crisis. We must balance our checkbook to stay open. To get it right, we must protect patient services, maintain quality and safety, and stretch every dollar. I can help strike that balance. Thank you for your vote.
Paid for by Force for OMC.
Newsradio KONP Business.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The Fed is cutting its benchmark interest rate a quarter point today and also indicating it will ease in other ways in December. But Fed Chair Jay Powell saying in his press conference about all this afternoon that another interest rate cut in December is not guaranteed. And that's putting a damper on stocks. But NVIDIA shares are prevailing. They're still higher. company planning to invest $100 billion in OpenAI. That would be the largest startup investment of all time, and it's backed 59 AI startups as of mid-October. Fiserv stock suffering a record plunge after the company slashed its outlook for full-year earnings and unveiled third-quarter results that confounded Wall Street analysts. And Microsoft suffering an outage in its Azure cloud service that has disrupted its own products and the operations of others, including Alaska Airlines. Kohl's and Starbucks also appear to be having problems. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
It's football season, and we all know what that means. If you're not at the game, you're home watching the game. Hi, this is John at Angelo's Furniture. I'm inviting you to get lazy, right in front of your TV in a brand new Lazy Boy. We have both manual and power models. Check out the Pinnacle Rocker Recliner for just $7.99, upgrade to leather for only $11.29. Step up to our large Redwood Rocker Recliner for as low as $11.99, or upgrade to leather for $16.49. Sale prices going on now, only at Angelo's Furniture.
McCrory Carpet One is part of a 1,000-store co-op. That means you get the competitive pricing of a big box store, but with a superior installation. Their team of professional installers are all employees who live here on the peninsula. Their installation teams take pride in their work because they know they're working for their neighbors and friends, local craftsmen helping local people. Experience the difference. It's why they say, always priced right and always done right at McCrory Carpet One.
Newsradio KONP, traffic and roads.
All right, Steve's tied up at Clallam Transit, can't get away for the full live report, so we'll pass along what we know, and that is things are moving pretty well. Highway 101 between Port Angeles and Squim, smooth, no traffic problems there. East of PA, remember the shifted lanes there at Brook Avenue and Dalguzzi Drive, and that's causing some slowdowns. Downtown PA, smelling, it's pretty good on Front Street, near normal traffic on Lincoln Race and the main arterials in town, just your normal little bits of slowdown here for the noon hour. In Squim, traffic's going just fine at Washington through downtown. If you're heading out west of Forks on 101, that is clear right now. No problems to report at this time. Your weather forecast calls for clouds to increase as we head through the day into tonight. Will be mostly cloudy overnight, and then tomorrow a cloudy sky on the way with highs in the low to mid 50s, and then we start to roll some rain back in again Friday into Saturday as we look ahead. Right now, out across the North Olympic Peninsula, current conditions in the east end, Port Townsend, overcast in 52. Out west at Forks, it's overcast there in 52 as well. Closer to our area, a few clouds in 54 in Squim, and we're seeing a few clouds start to move in now here in Port Angeles. It had been clear most of the morning. Right now, 55 degrees out at Fairchild Airport. Well, Tuesday morning, Amazon announced it's cutting 14,000 jobs. It comes just a few months after CEO Andy Jassy signaled the rise of generative artificial intelligence, and that could mean fewer workers. Maya Ephraim leads the search team at ABC News and says people are now going to Google to learn more about AI's impact on the labor market.
People are searching what jobs are safe from AI. What jobs will AI create? What jobs will AI replace by 2030? What jobs will AI replace by 2050? And then also the specific searches are, will AI replace lawyers, teachers, accountants, doctors, nurses, data analysts, software engineers, product engineers?
Obesity among Americans is at a 15-year low, while diabetes has reached a historic high. ABC's Jim Ryan says those are the findings of a new Gallup survey just out.
The connection between type 2 diabetes and obesity, that is a body mass index over 30, was established long ago. And it's driven people like Adela Lemus to take action.
I never thought that my weight was an issue until, obviously with diabetes and at my age, I just realized that I needed to stay healthy.
She's one of the 31 million American adults using GLP-1 drugs. The sharpest drop in obesity rates, according to Gallup, was among those aged 50 to 64. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
There is a certain type of fat, visceral fat. It's more harmful to your health than other kinds of fat. It's typically found in and around people's abdomens and can be strangling vital organs like your liver and your gut. One doctor we talked to said, visceral fat in a way is a marker for everything. Insulin resistance, elevated cardiovascular risk, fatty liver, type 2 diabetes. It's also been linked to declining cognitive health. So how do you know if you have it? The easiest way to get a good estimate is to measure your waistline. Women with the waist size greater than 35 inches and men with the waist size greater than 40 inches are generally at higher risk. This sounds like you? The good news is it is something you can change. Cut out processed foods. Get more exercise, not just cardio, but strength training. That'll help get you on your way. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Remember when they used to ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? At Bank of America, we ask every day, what would you like the power to do? When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hello, I'm Jerry Stewart, and this is One Moment in America. If your parents went to school in the 40s and 50s, I'm sure you've heard them talk about learning the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. But back then, we were taught 3 other R's, which sadly are lacking today. I'll tell you that story after this important message.
Hello, I'm Jerry Stewart. Not long ago, I was approached by a listener who voiced an interest in having me come to speak to his group. But then he said, "Oh, you're probably too busy, and our group doesn't have much to pay you." After we talked further, to his surprise, we began the plan for me to come to speak. Folks, I do speak to groups a lot, and my wife Kelly and I, we are on the road a lot. But we want more. You see, it's the meetings, the talking, the sharing that we believe gives us our best chance for a better, greater America.
Want to invite me to come speak at your meeting or event? Do this. Call me at 817-995-4607.
Or email me at jerry@jerrystewartusa.com. Wow, that was fast. Hello, Jerry Stewart.
God bless you.
We've all heard about the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. I think they're still being taught today. But when I was a boy, there were 3 other R's which are sadly lacking in America: respect, responsibility, and repentance. Back then, excuses didn't go very far. Respect was demanded, and repentance? Try using that word today. So many can't even tell you what it means. Is it too late in America to revive these 3 R's? You tell me. I'm Jerry Stewart, and that was One Moment in America.
Me, 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 only me, 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 me.
There's a new voice in Port Angeles, and she wants to be your voice. Vote for change. Vote Mimi, Port Angeles City Council, Position 4.
Me, 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 only me, 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 me.
This ad was paid for by me, Marilee Mimi Smith-Dvorak.
Here to provide a little insight on the local real estate market is May Graves.
As always, thank you, Todd. This is your monthly market minute for September 2025. In Sequim, we sold 39 homes. Last year, 37. 14 of those homes were cash sales. $699,000 is the median home price, and 70 days on the market, which last year was only 24 days on market. We're selling for 95% of asking price in most cases, but 11 of those homes sold for over asking. In Port Angeles, we sold 41 homes. Last year, only 25. 11 of those homes were to cash buyers. Median home price, $501,000. 39 days on the market. Last year, only 15. And we are selling at 96% of asking price. 12 homes sold at or over asking.
Connect with the real estate pros. Email amazingresults@gmail.com.
The handoff to Walker. He goes left side, and he's going to get in. Touchdown, Seahawks! Great drive by the Hawks.
The Seahawks are back in action after the bye week to battle the Washington Commanders in primetime. Join Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman this Sunday night. Pregame at 4, kickoff at 5:20, right here on the Seahawks Radio Network.
Rodgers takes a shotgun snap. Rodgers gets hit but keeps on moving, gets hit again. This time, Big Cat says you're not going anywhere.
Breaking news this hour at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Hurricane Melissa remains a Category 2 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 100 miles an hour after battering Jamaica overnight. It was located around 150 miles south of the central Bahamas, moving northeast. The storm is being blamed for at least 35 deaths and millions of dollars in damage. In Jamaica, a Christian nonprofit relief organization, Food for the Poor, is racing to get emergency supplies and food to victims. Spokesman Kavette Silvera says being on the ground and making advanced preparations made all the difference.
You're preparing before, because that is critical. Pre-preparation is very important. But then when the activity is there, it's imminent, it's right at the door knocking. Now you're putting all your pre-prep activities into action. What are the things that needs to be shut down? What are the trucks that need to be locked? 2 days before, 24 hours before, and at the time of the hurricane.
Listeners wishing to make donations to support the current Hurricane Melissa relief efforts can go to the website foodforthepoor.org/Melissa25. The Federal Reserve cut its key interest rate today for a second time this year as it seeks to shore up economic growth and hiring, even as inflation stays elevated. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell.
Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. At today's meeting, the committee decided to lower the target range for the federal funds rate by a 1/4 percentage point to 3 3/4 to 4%.
Compounding the challenges the central bank is navigating without the economic signposts it typically relies on from the government, including monthly reports on jobs, inflation, and consumer spending, all held up because of the ongoing government shutdown. Investors have been mixed on Wall Street. They've taken a downturn for the most part. The Dow is now off by 42 points. The Nasdaq back up by about 60. More from townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The U.S. and South Korea have advanced their trade talks during President Trump's visit to that country. Although a deal is not yet signed, the two sides are addressing the details of a $315 billion that would be invested in the American economy if President Trump's plans finally come to fruition there. Meanwhile, President Trump is set to hold talks with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. We get more details from White House correspondent Greg Clugston in this report.
Thursday's face-to-face meeting between the presidents will be their first since Donald Trump's first term. It comes as tensions remain high between the U.S. and China, as both countries have been willing to play hardball. Even though President Trump has vowed to impose additional 100% tariffs on Chinese exports, he has repeatedly expressed optimism about reaching a trade deal this week. Greg Clugston, Washington.
You'll find breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Tragedy for a bunch of monkeys.
Rhesus monkeys being transported in Mississippi escaped captivity Tuesday when the truck carrying them overturned,
Later, officials say all but one of the monkeys had been killed, with a dire warning the monkeys were very aggressive. The rhesus monkeys, which weigh about 16 pounds, are among the most medically studied creatures on the planet. They were being housed at a research center at Tulane University in New Orleans. Jason Walker reporting.
NBA guard Terry Rozier will not receive his salary from the Miami Heat while on leave due to his arrest on federal gambling charges. His salary, about $26.6 million this season, will be held pending the legal case's resolution. His attorneys stated that a federal lien related to his 2021 tax bill has been satisfied. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is the Newsradio KONP Noon Report.
Todd Ortloff from the KONP News Center. Here's a look at what's happening on this Wednesday, October 29th. Washington State is stepping in with emergency funding for food banks as the ongoing federal government shutdown threatens to cut off food stamps benefits for nearly 1 million residents in the state. Governor Bob Ferguson yesterday directed the Department of Social and Health Services to transfer about $2.2 million per week to the Department of Agriculture to support local food banks. The first round of funding will be distributed Monday, November 3rd. The move comes after the Trump administration announced it can't fund the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, starting on Saturday. In May, more than 905,000 Washingtonians received $167 million in SNAP benefits in the latest count. Now, here closer to home, the Port Angeles Food Bank says it's already feeling the strain. Executive Director Emily Dexter reports the organization's facing a $30,000 per month shortfall needed to maintain services and food purchases while trying to rebuild its reserves. She says the timing could not be worse, with shelves thinning and supply partners unable to provide their usual volume of food. Dexter says if just 600 local donors contributed $50 a month, operations could stabilize. In the meantime, the state's emergency aid aims to help food banks across Washington meet rising demand as thousands of families face uncertainty about where their next meal might come from. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown joined other Democratic states in suing the Trump administration yesterday, seeking a federal court order requiring the USDA to continue paying SNAP benefits through November. Clallam County's coroner's office is taking steps towards securing its own county-operated morgue. It would end years of reliance on a local funeral home for decedent storage. At a work session this week, Deputy Coroner Caroline Shoup told county commissioners the current arrangement with a private funeral home makes it impossible for the county to meet key national accreditation standards. Shoup says the office must comply with requirements from the International Association of Coroners and Medical Examiners and the National Association of Medical Examiners, which outline chain of custody, security, and facility standards that the county cannot fulfill under its current setup.
We're running into some issues here with our relationship with the funeral home. We're just not going to be able to meet certain standards that are required of us with that relationship ongoing. So we really need to secure our own county-operated morgue.
Now, to do that, the county has applied for a $100,000 federal grant through the Bureau of Justice Assistance, strengthening the Medical Examiner Coroner System program. That would be used to help fund the project. According to the application documents, the money would purchase and install a walk-in morgue cooler, storage racks, and autopsy equipment, and help convert a recently acquired residential building located on property set for the county's future emergency operations center, turning it into a secure and dedicated coroner's office facility. If the grant is approved, renovations could begin next year, bringing the coroner's office a step closer to those national accreditation standards. More news after this.
Hi, this is Mike from American Rare Coin and Gold in Sequim. Do you have a house project needs doing but lacking the funds? Now is a great time to sell gold, silver, or rare coins. Prices are at an all-time high. We love to buy coin collections, gold and silver jewelry and bullion. We even help with entire estates. You could be sitting on a literal gold mine. Come see me, Mike, at American Rare Coin and Gold in Sequim. Call 360-968-4943.
Hi everyone, it's Leslie Robertson from the Port Angeles Chamber, and I want to tell you about a great opportunity to support our local area. Would you like to meet people from all over the world? Do you like the chance to brag about this beautiful place we live? The Port Angeles Visitor Center is looking for volunteers to help people seeking advice, information, and recommendations when they come to visit our delightful town. Visitor Center shifts are short, the schedule is easy, and very flexible. Whether you want a regular day or you'd like to fill in as needed, we will make it work for you. Knowledge about the area is a plus, but don't worry, we'll train you. It's a great chance to meet new people, make new friends, and get to know the great group of volunteers we already have working at the Visitor Center. You'll be glad you did. If you're interested, email info@portangeles.org or call the Visitor Center at 360-452-2363. Or you can find more information on our website, portangeles.org.
In other news, Commissioner of Public Lands Dave Upthegrove said his agency's annual end of wildfire season news conference on Monday showed about 40% of the fires this season were in the western part of the state. He called the Bear Gulch fire the largest in western Washington that we've seen in a generation. Upthegrove's prognosis comes on the heels of a fire season that he describes as being more or less typical. Some 1,800 fires started in the state, burning nearly 252,000 acres this year. Upthegrove said firefighters kept 94% of the blazes on DNR lands at less than 10 acres, and he added that the vast majority of the season's fires could have been prevented. About 90% of them were human-caused. 4 large, costly fires in Mason County dominated the season: the Bear Gulch, Hammam, Browns Creek, and Toonerville fires. Homes were threatened, tourism dollars took a hit, and commercial timber was lost. And there are certain to be some long-term environmental impacts as well. In 2021, House Bill 1168 established legislative intent to direct $500 million over 8 years to Washington wildfire protection, preparedness, and protection. But Upthegrove pointed out that this fire season coincided with the state legislature having slashed wildfire prevention response funding in half, down to some $60 million for the current biennium. Meta laying off 101 employees in Washington state, primarily in artificial intelligence roles, including engineers and researchers. The cuts are part of a broader move to reduce what the company calls organizational bloat after rapid expansion. In total, 600 positions are being eliminated from Meta's superintelligence labs. The company employs about 8,000 people in the region. The layoffs will begin December 22nd. The move follows a trend of ongoing tech layoffs in the area. Seattle-based Amazon cutting about 14,000 corporate jobs, with notices going out this week. Voters in western Washington are deciding 4 key legislative races that may signal whether the state's political direction is shifting. But national politics, specifically opposition to President Donald Trump, are playing a central role in the races. 2 Senate races feature Republicans Michelle Calgier and Chad Manganez challenging Democratic incumbents. Both have focused on tax hikes and Democratic policies, but face heavy attacks linking them to Trump, despite their moderate records. 2 Democrat-on-Democrat races in King County highlight tensions between progressives and centrists. In both, outside groups are using Trump-related messaging to sway voters in those races, too. And an IT outage that grounded Alaska Airlines fleet for 8 hours last week and canceled about 400 flights could cost the company $26 million. A spokesperson for Seattle-based Alaska Airlines said Monday that they're still investigating the cause of the outage and assessing the impact on its finances. Last Thursday, a failure at Alaska's primary data center led the airline to ground its fleet from 3:30 p.m. till 11:30 p.m. Operations returned to normal Saturday, but the outage disrupted travel plans for more than 50,000 people. This is Newsradio KONP.
This is Jonathan Pasternak, Artistic Director of the Port Angeles Symphony, now in its 93rd season, inviting you to join me for our next concert, Saturday, November 1st at 7:30 p.m. at the Port Angeles High School Performing Arts Center. Featured on this program will be audience favorite Alexander Tutanov performing Tchaikovsky's ever-popular Piano Concerto No. 1. Rachmaninoff's romantic and melodic Second Symphony will round out the program. I will host a pre-concert chat with Mr. Tutanov starting at 6:30. If you can't make the evening concert on November 1st, catch the public dress rehearsal that morning at 10 a.m. Tickets are available online at portangelessymphony.org, at Port Book and News, at the door, or by calling 457-5579. See you at the Symphony.
This afternoon on the Todd Ortloff Show, Maestro Jonathan Pasternak previews the Port Angeles Symphony's big weekend concert, and Clallam County Commissioners Randy Johnson and Mike French talk parks and facilities with Don Crawford.
Join us at 1 o'clock Monday through Thursday for the Todd Ortloff Show on KONP. Information to keep you engaged in your community with the people and organizations who keep it running. Sponsored by Dan Shappy Farmers Insurance.
Here's your News Radio KONP forecast, brought to you by All Weather Heating and Cooling. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times this afternoon, with daytime highs approaching 55. Winds out of the west, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows level off around 41 tonight, partly cloudy skies. Cloudy skies expected tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 51. Mid-50s Friday, low 50s by Saturday. Looking at the long range, 51 Sunday, 49 Monday, and 51 on Tuesday. Once again, high of 55 today, low of 41 tonight, a high of 51 tomorrow. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist Paul Trombley. Right now, 55.
Check on sports with Robert Workman next.
The Blue Jays evened up the World Series last night, taking Game 4 over the Dodgers 6-2 in Los Angeles. L.A. scrunched out a run in the second inning off Shane Bieber, but Vladimir Guerrero Jr. took Shohei Ohtani deep in the third for a 2-1 Blue Jays lead. Manager John Schneider.
I get that it's easy to write Ohtani versus Guerrero. To us, it's Toronto versus Los Angeles. But that swing was huge.
Game 5 tonight at Dodger Stadium, and a return trip north of the border is assured now for Game 6 on Friday. Another NHL cattle call, 16 games last night, all 32 teams on the ice. The league's top two teams fell. Avalanche down the Devils, and the Oilers too slick for the Mammoth, so there's now a 5-way logjam at the top of the standings. NBA, the Thunder improved to 5-0 with a win over the Kings. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the comeback with 31 points. Sixers rallied past the Wizards in overtime to remain unbeaten at 4-0. DC was up 19 in the third, but Tyrese Maxey had 39 points, 21 of those in the fourth quarter and OT. That's Wednesday Sports.
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Henninger, your current OMC board president, running for re-election. I love what I do as a commissioner. The responsibilities are a great fit for my skills and abilities. I'm running for re-election because I want to continue to serve OMC and you, the people we care for. The job is not done guiding our community hospital through challenging times. I humbly ask for your vote to ensure OMC's success into the future.
Paid for by Anne-Marie Henninger, Hospital Commissioner.
At Harper Ridgeview Funeral Chapel and Squim Valley Funeral Chapel, Mark Gustafson is precisely the professional you want helping your family during a time of loss.
Every morning when I get out of bed, I have one more opportunity to help a family in need that is grieving, that may be in a cloud, may not know what to do, where to go, who to talk to, and I'm here to help them through that and to be here every day for them.
Saying goodbye to a loved one is never easy. Friendship and experience can be a real comfort.
When a loved one loses someone, it's a journey that they're going through. It's new territory, so to speak, and I'm able to be there to help them. And again, being hometown, I'm there with them all the way through it from start to finish.
Caring professionals when you need them most. Harper Ridgeview Funeral Chapel, 452-9701, and Squim Valley Funeral Chapel, 683-5242.
When the news is done, it's time for a little country.
Check yes or no.
Turn to the Straight 102. It's the Olympic Peninsula's country station, playing today's favorites and your classic country hits too. From Luke Combs and Lainey Wilson to George Strait and Reba, the Straight keeps it local, fun, and all about the music you love. Tune into 102.1 FM or stream it anytime at myclallamcounty.com. That's the Straight 102, the North Olympic Peninsula's country station.
The Ramsey Show.
Not one piece of data says that where you went to school indicates your increased probability of success.
That's right.
Not one. Lots of failures at life. Went to Harvard, to Yale, went to MIT.
That's true.
And they completely flunked out at life. I went to that school, and because they played football well, I am successful. What?
Catch The Ramsey Show from 2 to 4 Monday through Friday on your local information station, Newsradio KONP.
Newsradio KONP Business.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The Fed is cutting its benchmark interest rate a quarter point today and also indicating it will ease in other ways in December. But Fed Chair Jay Powell says another actual interest rate cut in December is not guaranteed. Shares of Milwaukee-based Fiserv suffering a record plunge. The company slashing its outlook for full-year earnings. Microsoft suffering an outage in its Azure cloud service. That's disrupting others as well. NVIDIA shares, though, are higher. It's planning to invest $100 billion in OpenAI. That would mark the largest startup investment of all time. And call it a fracking frenzy, the AI frenzy, spreading over to Caterpillar and oil frackers. Caterpillar sales of power generators and turbines have jumped thanks to demand for AI infrastructure, and shares of the West Texas oil contractor ProPetro skyrocketing today after the company expanded its business to supply electricity to data centers. The company is traditionally focused on fracking oil and gas wells. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Leeds Farm Supply is your locally owned LS tractor dealer. But did you know that it's the only locally owned service center too? Leeds offers you complete service on all your LS tractors from day one. They have 2 full-time trained technicians, a fully stocked parts department, and competitive pricing for a quick turnaround. Call or text today at 360-452-1400 or stop in at 259-110 Highway 101 in Sequim. Leeds Farm Supply and Equipment Sales, your local farm store, and so much more.
Growing your family is an exciting journey, and the labor and delivery team at Olympic Medical Center is here to walk it with you. Our team tailors your birthing experience with you, offering the choice and security you're looking for from the comfort of OMC's Birth Center. Learn more about OMC's team of obstetricians, nurse midwives, RNs, lactation consultants, and more at olympicmedical.org/Stork Squad.
Newsradio KONP. Traffic and roads.
All right, no real problems to report out there right now that we're hearing about on any of the areas. Just got the normal traffic volumes that we get at noontime. 101 between PA and Sequim looks like it's clear, moving smoothly. Just that construction zone there just east of PA is slowing things down just a bit. Downtown Port Angeles got a few slow spots on First and Front, but nothing that's really holding you up too much more than normal at this time of day. Normal traffic on Lincoln Race and the other main arterials right now in town. Down in Sequim, traffic moving well on Washington and Sequim Ave through downtown. No reports in beyond that out to the Hood Canal Bridge where it's open for traffic right now. Been some issues earlier today on the Bainbridge Island ferry route. I think they got most of that resolved. They were down to just one boat most of the morning, but there could be some residual backup that's happening there, so take that into consideration if you're planning on a ferry trip over to Seattle there. Heading out west, no problems on Highway 101 or 112 out to Forks or out to Nia Bay, so that's good. Weather forecast, increasing clouds tonight and tomorrow, cloudy throughout the day. We become more rainy as we head toward the end of the week, Thursday night into Friday and Friday night. Right now, across the North Peninsula, Port Townsend has overcast conditions and 52. Out west at Forks, it's also 52 with clouds. Some scattered clouds, 54 in Sequim, and we have some increasing cloudiness now here in Port Angeles, and at Fairchild Airport, it's now 55 degrees. Well, it's called the X59, and it could be your ticket for traveling at faster than the speed of sound without the sonic booms that rattle people on the ground. ABC's Sophie Flay reports.
NASA's experimental jet taking off on its first test flight over the California desert. Built to fly 925 miles per hour, nearly twice as fast as today's commercial airliners. The X-59 is designed to be the first aircraft to break the sound barrier quietly. The explosive-like sonic boom is why commercial supersonic flight has been banned over the U.S. But the X-59's unique shape turns that boom into more of a thump, no louder than slamming a car door.
Supersonic travel could be especially important for industries involved in medical transportation and disaster relief.
ABC Entertainment News.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony is getting closer, and now some new musical acts are set to join in the fun November 8th. Chappell Roan and The Killers are expected to perform alongside already announced performances from Olivia Rodrigo, Elton John, and others.
Mrs. Tasman.
Hedda is fine.
Hedda drops on Amazon Prime Video today, an adaptation of the 19th century play. Star Tessa Thompson tells ABC Audio it was rewarding to take on the complex character.
I don't think that any of us fit too squarely into any of the boxes we try to put ourselves in or that were put in by others. I think we are all so much more complicated.
I myself am strange and unusual.
And you know her from Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, Little Women, or more recently, Stranger Things. Either way, it's Winona Ryder's birthday. She's 54. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Well, it looks like climate change will not be the end of the human race. That is, according to the now updated Bible from none other than Bill Gates. I'm Kim Commando for NetSuite. Download the free CFO's Guide to Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning right now at netsuite.com/Kim. Bill Gates, Microsoft's co-founder, spent billions